Aloha and welcome back to the second part of this short video series about the topic of flow. And my book name is Hawaiian Rebirth, and it was also Hawaii who played a little bit of a role of bringing two people together. They accidentally met in Hawaii and became friends. One was the author of the book I already mentioned, The Psychology of Happiness, and the other one was someone who was really sharing a lot about the topic of pursuit of happiness. And if they wouldn't have met, maybe this whole positive psychology movement wouldn't be as much recognized as it is nowadays. And in terms of the definition given in this flow, the psychology of happiness, there are three main factors which are mentioned. Number one, it's a challenge that is testing our skills. Yes, it was a challenge for me while I was running in Denmark, a course almost twice as long as I usually run. Number two, our capacities are just enough to meet that challenge. So on that day, yes, my capacities were there to perform all the way to the end. And number three, it's defined as an optimal experience through an activity. So it's very important. It's the state of flow comes through taking action and not just sitting there and waiting passively for you, that it's going to reach you. And there are actually 8 characteristics which define the flow of state a little bit more concretely. So number one, it involves complete concentration on a task. I really needed to be absolutely focused and concentrated on what I was doing, not to get lost and lose too much time in this forest in Denmark. Number two, it's a clarity of goals, and you also receive immediate feedback. Number three, it's a transformation of perception of time. And it doesn't just mean that time goes faster, or it can also mean that time goes slower. But basically it's really a transformation of the perception, how you perceive time. That was number three. Number four, about the reward. It's not a reward you receive from somewhere else externally, it's a reward which arises intrinsically. And then a state of flow is also defined when you feel at ease, and it's effortlessness. So despite the challenge, and it's a balance, as I mentioned earlier, it's a balance between the challenge and the skills. And then action and your awareness is merged. That's why I talked about that it was a transcendental experience. And lastly, it's a feeling of control over the activity. And now in the third and last part, I'm gonna share with you how you actually can get into the flow. And like everything in life, that there are also some downsides about this state of flow. So see you there.